Hello, I'm Lara Kochersen and this is Newsfeed, your dose of what people are talking about online. South Africans are mystified after 153 Gazans landed in Johannesburg on a chartered flight from Israel. The passengers, who came without any documents or departure stamps, were initially denied entry and made to stay on the plane for about 12 hours. After President Ramaphosa intervened, they were welcomed into the country.
Even though they do not have the necessary documents and papers, these are people from a strife-torn, a war-torn country. And out of compassion, out of empathy, we must receive them and be able to deal with the situation that they are facing. And it does seem like they were being, flushed out. We will get the details later, but from a humanitarian point of view, we could not return them.
Israel's border agency confirmed that the Palestinians entered Israel through the Kerem Shalom crossing and flew out of the Ramon airport. The aircraft made a stop in the Kenyan capital, Nairobi, for an unknown reason, and passengers claimed they didn't know where they were going.
Reportedly, the flight was arranged by a group called Al-Majd, a charity organization. But here's the twist. It's not a registered charity. It's not an official organization. It has been collecting money from desperate families in Gaza, Palestinians, and promising them a safe exit to safety. How did a chartered flight carrying traumatized, exhausted passengers with literally nothing but what was on their bodies, without any documentation? Who cleared their passage from Gaza? Who escorted them out?
Pretty sure I can tell you what Israel's gonna say. It was a Hamas plane! Except Israel's had a blockade on Gaza since 2007, air, land and sea. So if it was a Hamas plane, it would mean that Israel has coordinated with Hamas. Otherwise, it's just blatant ethnic cleansing.
And that claim is also being made by activists who spoke to the Palestinians in South Africa. They allege Israel is colluding with a dodgy NGO to advance its ethnic cleansing of Palestinians from Gaza. They say Palestinians told them that they paid between $1,500 and $5,000 to Al-Majd Europe to be taken out of Gaza. The mysterious flight to South Africa comes amid growing reports that Al-Majd Europe is an Israeli front.
Key findings highlight several alarming discrepancies. The organization claims to have been founded in Germany years ago, yet their website domain was only registered this year. This contradiction raises immediate red flags about their authenticity. A report from the Gaza Herald further complicates their narrative, labeling Al-Majd as a potentially fraudulent entity, preying on vulnerable Palestinians and possibly facilitating ethnic cleansing under the guise of humanitarian assistance. The report outlines several critical issues: no verifiable physical address or charity registration, the use of AI-generated profile photos for team members, anonymous domain registration, and questionable payment methods including cryptocurrency, which complicates tracking donations. Their timeline is equally troubling. Al-Majd Europe surfaced shortly after significant Israeli government statements about resettling Gazans, seizing the moment to exploit the ongoing humanitarian crisis. In early 2024, Al-Majd Europe began targeting Gazans via Instagram, Facebook, and Telegram, with ads in Arabic offering humanitarian location to Southeast Asia, particularly Indonesia.
Donald Trump has pulled a surprise U-turn on the Jeffrey Epstein files. The president now says Republicans should support releasing all Justice Department communications related to the late convicted sex offender.
We have major breaking news from Donald Trump, who is now saying that the Republicans should vote to release the Epstein files. He just posted this on Truth Social. He says that they have nothing to hide and it's time to move on from this Democrat hoax perpetrated by radical left lunatics in order to deflect from the great success of the Republican Party. Obviously, I think that he probably does have something to hide, but he realizes that there is not going to be an end to this unless he releases the files. So it would be funny if he's not even in them. Obviously, I think that it's been pretty widely reported that he is in them. I don't know how bad it's going to be, but he does mention Bill Clinton, Reid Hoffman, Larry Summers, and the relationship to Epstein. He says, quote, "I don't care," all in caps.
On the campaign trail, Trump vowed to make the files public, but later backed away, causing friction inside the grand old party. Political analysts say it's rare to see Trump change course on something he's long been adamant about, especially when many of his most hardline supporters have been pushing hardest for the release, like Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene. She was one of just 4 Republicans who joined Democrats in forcing a vote on disclosure. Trump and Greene's relationship has been tense for weeks, but things hit a boiling point on Friday when Trump took to Truth Social, calling Greene a traitor, wacky, and a ranting lunatic.
Marjorie Trader Greene is a disgrace to our great Republican Party. Wacky Marjorie Trader Brown, remember Greene turns to Brown where there is rot involved, is working overtime to try and portray herself as a victim when in actuality she is the cause of all of her own problems. The fact is, nobody cares about this traitor to our country.
President Trump just attacked me and lied about me. I haven't called him at all, but I did send these text messages today. Apparently, this is what sent him over the edge, the Epstein files. And of course, he's coming after me hard to make an example, to scare all the other Republicans before next week's vote to release the Epstein files. It's astonishing, really, how hard he's fighting to stop the Epstein files from coming out. That he actually goes to this level.
The proposed Epstein Files Transparency Act would force the Justice Department to release every unclassified record, document, and communication tied to Epstein. Republican lawmaker Thomas Massie, who co-sponsored the bill, says up to 100 GOP members could support it. Trump and Epstein were friends back in the early 2000s, though Trump says their friendship ended long before Epstein's legal troubles, and he's repeatedly denied any wrongdoing. While Greene questioned why Trump wanted to keep the files sealed, she adds that Epstein's victims have told her they believe Trump did nothing illegal. Meanwhile, women who say they survived Jeffrey Epstein's abuse have released a powerful video message.
I suffered so much pain.
So much pain.
So much pain.
I was 14 years old.
I was 16 years old.
I was 16.
17.
14 years old.
This is me.
This was me.
This is me.
When I met Jeffrey Epstein.
This is me when I met Jeffrey Epstein.
There are about 1,000 of us.
It's time to bring the secrets out of the shadows. It's time to shine a light into the darkness.
Mexico is the latest country to experience youth-led protests. Thousands of people flooded streets across the country under the banner of Gen Z, denouncing rising violence. Clashes broke out between protesters and riot police in the capital. The demonstrations erupted after the public murder of an anti-crime mayor earlier this month.
So Carlos Manzo was assassinated on November 1st. Carlos Manzo was a mayor who stood up to the cartels. He spoke against them. He gave Mexicans hope for a brighter future, for a future without corruption. Assassinated, broad daylight. To put this into American terms, we can compare his killing to the killing of Charlie Kirk.
And these are not small marches. Thousands of people have showed up. Protesters have even torn down fences of the National Palace, and police has responded with tear gas and shields. A lot of protesters were waving the one-piece pirate skull flag, which has become the Gen Z protest symbol worldwide. Now the Mexican government and President Claudia Sheinbaum's administration are already pushing back.
What does the Mexican president have to say about all of that? Well, she says she's not going to fight a war against the cartels, that's not fair. They're not going to just randomly kill people. She says it's against the law to fight against the cartel. That's what caused Mexicans to stand up and be like, okay, we're done. And about the protest on November 15th, she said these are all like right-wing fascist bots, that these kind of people don't really exist in Mexico, that most people are on her side. She's so freaking wrong.
The protesters say that the message is simple. Mexico is tired of violence. They are not bots, they are Mexicans, tired of corruption, and they want security now.
Stand up, TikTok, your ancestor is back. Vine, the 6-second video app we all remember, is returning with a new name, Divine. It's being reviewed by a non-profit collective led by Jack Dorsey. the Twitter founder who originally shut Vine down. The app relaunched last week, and the old Vines are there, and no, there won't be any AI.
If you didn't grow up in a generation of Vine and you want to know a little bit more about what it is, essentially it was this app where you had these 6-second videos. There was no 15-second, there was no minute. It was completely different than, to me, any social media we've had so far, you know, like these little short, funny, viral moments.
Also, so will some of your favorite creators from back in the day be back as well, as about 150 to 200,000 videos from about 60,000 creators will be revived. And if you think that's good, that's not even the best part. Seriously, TikTok is gonna be run for their money. It will be rebranded as Divine, and it will prohibit AI completely on that platform.
In fact, it will scan for and flag suspected generated AI content and prevent it from being posted. It's essentially trying to act as a safe haven.
And with AI being fully banned on Vine, that's gonna only make places like TikTok and Instagram look all the less authentic.
The most miserable person on Earth has to save the world from happiness. Well, that's the wild idea behind Pluribus, a new series from the creator of Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. The first 3 episodes dropped, and the internet is already obsessed.
Selfish activism is becoming the new default for American culture. So happy to see a show not just critique it, but highlight how ineffective it is.
I need the next episode now. I can't wait another week for the next episode. Oh my God. It's insane. It's great. It's that pilot, that second episode, this is something special. He's done it again.
I want to make it clear, this is not a review of Pluribus, because I don't want to take that away from you. Because going into this, knowing as little as possible is the best way to experience what this is. I really need you to skip every review of this. Plot details have been kept under wraps for a good reason. And you'll see what I mean when you start watching this. Because when I finished that first episode, I had the lost premiere feelings. That's the best way I can describe it. This man is about to give us a generational run of some excellent, excellent television about human condition.
3 weeks after the Louvre heist, one mystery has finally been solved. And it's not about the missing crown jewels. It's about the Fedora Man. The sharply dressed stranger accidentally walked into the world's most viral crime photo. His identity was finally revealed last week, and turns out he's not a detective, an insider, or an AI creation.
So you've all seen the photo. It went viral on TikTok, like 5 million views, and it actually ended up in the New York Times. But basically, this photo was taken to document a crime scene. You've got these policemen sitting on this car, basically telling everybody, hey, the Louvre is closed. And it just so happened that this young man in a full 3-piece ensemble with a fedora hat is walking through the frame. And of course the internet goes wild. They're like, who the is this guy? Is this Sherlock Holmes? Is he already on the case? Is he AI generated? Is he even real? And after 3 weeks of this sitting on this bad boy piece of information, he's finally come forward and said, hey, that's me. He's literally a 15-year-old local boy. He's literally from the southwest of Paris, and he was just going with his family to the Louvre that day. And when he showed up, they were like, hey, it's closed. And he was like, what? Like, he said, I didn't even know there was a heist. And because he's obviously an icon, he decided to play along with the bit. His friend literally sent him the TikTok and was like, hey, bro, is this you? The TikTok has 6 million views. And so he knew about this. And he just decided to sit back and like see what happened, which is such a move to just like let the internet do what the internet is gonna do and turn him into this like mythological Holmesian figure that's on the case, when really he's just a 15-year-old local boy that wanted to go to the Louvre.
And that's our show. Find our latest stuff on YouTube and do subscribe to our channel. See you soon.